Hello everyone. So in our previous video we have learnt about nutrition in amoeba, and today we will learn about nutrition in paramecium and human digestive system. So now we will learn about the nutrition in paramecium. See, paramecium is also a protozoan just like amoeba, but amoeba, it's not having its fixed shape, but paramecium has fixed shape and size. So how it takes food? Because mode of nutrition is also holozoic mode of nutrition in paramecium. So paramecium has an opening, a spot through which food particles, and what is its food? Bacteria and some unicellular algae. So through this opening it takes food, and these minute hair-like structure, these are cilia. Cilia are the locomotory organ also. But in amoeba, what was the locomotory organ? It's false feet. But in paramecium, these cilia are the locomotory organ of amoeba, and these cilia helps in the intake of food, means ingestion. So from here food particles enter, and same just like amoeba, food vacuole is formed, and here now digestion and absorption and assimilation takes place, and the waste after digestion of food, all the waste product it is eliminated, is expelled from this opening. This is anal pore. So this is the way how nutrition in a paramecium takes place. So now we will study about nutrition in human beings. Human beings are omnivores, and we consume plant products, at the same time we eat animal products. Animal products like eggs, meat and milk product, and plant product green vegetable, fruits and different seeds. So this whatever we are eating, it is digested in our digestive system. So digestive system, it is the system which is made up of different organs, and these organs break down the food that we eat, because food whatever we are eating in complex form. So in our digestive system, this food is broken down into simpler molecules, and our digestive system, it comprises the following organs. And what are these organs? Alimentary canal, and second part is digestive glands. So first of all, I would like to tell you about alimentary canal. See, alimentary canal, it's a tubular structure which starts from mouth and it ends in anus. So it is a coiled tubular structure in which digestion, intake, first step is ingestion, digestion, then absorption, then assimilation and egestion. All these five steps takes place in our alimentary canal. So it starts in our mouth and it ends in anus. So here now I am explaining you different organs of the digestive system. So first part of the digestive system, so alimentary canal, it starts from oral cavity, and we also call it buccal cavity, and in our buccal cavity tongue, teeth and salivary glands are present. So oral cavity, it is also called buccal cavity, and in afterwards food pipe. Food pipe we also call it esophagus, and now this food pipe, it opens in stomach, and this is stomach, and it is a J-shaped organ, and from here this food moves into small intestine. Small intestine, it's highly coiled structure, it is approximately 6 meters long, and most of the digestion it takes place here. So small intestine, and small intestine opens in large intestine. This is large intestine, and afterwards rectum and then anus. So these are the compartments which forms alimentary canal. So now I will tell you in details about the different parts of the alimentary canal. So our alimentary canal, it starts from our mouth. and mouth is the first part of the digestive system from where food enters. And mouth has different parts like tongue. Tongue, it is a muscular sensory organ present at the floor of the buccal cavity or oral cavity, and it has tongue. Tongue has taste buds which detects different types of taste like sweet, sour and bitter. So apart from this, it is also helped in producing speech because we speak with the help of tongue. And teeth, another part which are teeth. So teeth are the hard structure which what is the function of teeth? Which grinding, cutting and chewing of the food. So what is the function of teeth? Grinding, cutting and chewing of the food, because these are the hard structure. So now after oral cavity, see, it opens into pharynx, and I would like to tell you about pharynx, that it is a funnel shaped structure, and till pharynx there is a common passage of food and wind, because till here there is a common passage, food pipe and wind pipe, they get separated from pharynx. And esophagus, it is food pipe and wind pipe with what we call it trachea. So till pharynx there is a common passage of food and air that we inhale, and this esophagus, it is a long tubular structure which is also called food pipe. So when food passes through esophagus which is a tubular structure, so when food passes from here, so it follows, and here the walls of this stomach, this esophagus, in this some peristaltic movement occur. And what are peristaltic movements? These are wave-like contraction. Wave-like contraction, and how these movements occur? By the contraction and relaxation of the muscles which are present in the esophagus. So food particles, they move properly through this tubular structure with the help of peristaltic movement. And what are peristaltic movement? These are the wave-like contraction, and these movements are involuntary. These are involuntary movement, and these movement pushes the food contents into the tube to move forward, and this is the way how food moves properly through esophagus. So after esophagus, this food enters in J-shaped organ which is stomach. So stomach lies between esophagus and small intestine. So what is the function of stomach? Stomach, it is the storehouse of food. Means it stores food until it is partially digested. So it digests the food partially, and it secretes gastric juices, because stomach has gastric glands, and these glands secretes digestive juices or gastric juice. What do we call the secretion of gastric glands? Gastric juice, which helps in digestion, and it churns the food into fine pulp and mixes, and that food which is now broken down into fine particles. So it mixed with the gastric juices, and stomach also secretes hydrochloric acid. So hydrochloric acid which kills the bacteria that enter stomach along with the food. And so what is the function of stomach? It is the storehouse of food, because partial digestion takes place in stomach, and it secretes gastric juices which helps in digestion, and it secretes hydrochloric acid which makes the medium of the food acidic, and it kills the bacteria which comes which enters the stomach along with the food. When partially digested food, it enters from stomach into small intestine. So it is released into very small quantity, and here some sphincter muscles are there which controls the release of the food, because whole food is not released into small intestine. So sphincter muscles which regulates the release of the food into small amount, and this small amount food now it passes into small intestine. So when this food enters into small intestine, so small intestine, it is a highly coiled structure which is fitted into a very compact space, a very narrow space, but it is highly coiled. And you know, the length of the small intestine, it varies. Although it is the longest part of the alimentary canal, but its length varies in herbivore or in carnivore, because in herbivore animals that eat plants, so in them digestion of cellulose takes place, so their small intestine is longer as comparative to carnivore, while in carnivore digestion of meat takes place. So their small intestine has of less length, means their small intestine is shorter as comparative to herbivore, because herbivore they have long small intestine. So small intestine, it is highly coiled structure, and in its inner surface finger-like projection are present. Finger-like projection which are called villi. Villi which increases the surface area for absorption. And you know, in small intestine, secretion of various glands also reaches. And what are these glands? Like liver and pancreas, their secretion, and intestine also secretes intestinal juices which helps in digestion. And small intestine, it is the site of complete digestion of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. So again I am telling you about small intestine. Small intestine, it is a highly coiled structure. Its length varies in herbivore or in carnivore, because herbivores they have longer small intestine, while carnivores they have shorter small intestine. And in small intestine, various secretion also reaches, like bile juice, it also reaches, which is secreted by liver, and pancreatic juices also reaches here, and intestine also secretes intestinal juices. So this is the site of complete digestion of carbohydrate, proteins and fat, and most of the digestion takes place in the small intestine. And from small intestine, food reaches into large intestine. Large intestine, although it is shorter, but it is wider in diameter. It is 1.5 meter long, approximately 1.5 meter long, but its diameter is more than small intestine. And small intestine, it is approximately 6 meter long, coiled tube. So in large intestine, water is absorbed from the food, and from large intestine, food reaches into rectum. Rectum, it is the last broad chamber where the fecal matter is stored, because it serves store for the fecal matter temporarily. And after rectum, anus. It is the end point of the alimentary canal. Anus, this is the end point of the alimentary canal, which helps in the exit of waste material. And this process is also regulated by sphincter.